you for everybody coming. I especially want to thank Denise for doing all these lovely favors and putting this together, and her two brothers for helping out. As always, she does a wonderful job with these things. I was asked to give the toast today because Denise told me that I am their most favorite son-in-law. If you think about that one, I could also be their least favorite son-in-law too. I prefer the most before the least. On July 16th, 1926, Wilfred Willett was born, the youngest of 7 children, to Adolph Willett and Marie Roach in Woonsocket. 1 month later to the day, on August 16th, Therese Montmarquette was the first child born to Leopold Montmarquette and Vitaline Menard, and she entered the world on a farm off Rentham Road in Cumberland, Rhode Island. When they were both about 16, they met, they fell in love, they pledged each other's lives to one another, and after Fred returned from the Pacific at the end of World War II, became engaged and were married on May 30th, 1947. It is indeed one of the greatest romances of modern times. They were blessed with 4 children: Jerry, Mo, Denise, Richard. 6 grandchildren: Nicole, Eric, Jill, Jenna, Adam, and Audrey, and 3 great-grandchildren: Bella, Fiona, and Teddy. I personally have had the honor of knowing Terry and Fred for 43 years. Hardworking, loving, and happy people, they spent their lives devoted to their children, their families, and their church, first at St. Joseph's in Woonsocket, and now at St. Aidan's in Cumberland. Terry worked at Miller Electric for several years until she retired to care for her mom, Vitaline Montmarquette, and became a common sight at Hospice Saint Antoine, going almost daily to make sure her mother and Aunt Amilda were well taken care of. She always pitched in to care for her grandchildren when needed. She has an amazing memory for dates, always sending birthday, anniversary, get well cards to her family, and never ever forgetting dates. On a personal note, I could not ask for a better mother-in-law, and I especially thank her for passing down her amazing care and especially cooking skills to my wife Denise, as you can tell. Fred worked at the rubber shop in Woonsocket and later ended his 20 years of work at Dennison Manufacturing in Framingham. He retired at the end of 1988 and has been a welcome source of help, picking up his grandchildren at school, bringing them to various appointments, attending their soccer and baseball games, and helping his family whenever needed. Fred's passion has been painting. He paints several paint-by-number paintings a year, and family members all treasure his Santa Claus paintings that we all have. His gallery of work is on display at the Rec Room at Bear Hill, and yes, at age 90, he is still painting strong. On a personal note, I thank him for all the help he's given me, making cement, painting my house, and always there for my kids. We hear a lot about the word hope these days. If you've listened to the Democratic National Convention or the Republican National Convention, everybody's talking about hope and how terrible the world is we live in. Fred and Terry give us all that hope that is possible, to live to 90 or more and be somewhat active and lucky enough to have all your faculties. Hope that can live a long life and still share it with your first love. Hope that you can still live alone and take care of yourself. What more can one ask for than all that, except maybe to still have the ability to drive your own car? My vision of Terry and Fred will always be this one, them walking slowly, hand in hand, in the foyer at Bear Hill. Will everyone please stand? Raise your glasses and toast Terry and Fred, Mom and Dad, Aunt Terry, Uncle Fred, Meme and Pepe, and hopefully we'll be back here 10 years from now with another celebration. May God continue to bless both of you. God bless.
Thank you.
And